Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow, and we're going to talk about ticker symbol Nndm, nano dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So yesterday I had talked about a few things, and I had stated that I was going to do an update. I was talking about how Ark Invest was buying shares from Tuesday to Wednesday, and we were going to look at if they bought more as this was going down. We talked about the resistance and support. I'm going to touch base on it for anybody that hasn't seen the previous video, and for all of you that commented down below in the previous video giving me feedback and responding to some of my questions. I really appreciate that. It means a lot, and I definitely considered everyone's perspective and everyone's answer, so I appreciate that. I just needed to make sure that I was looking at this correctly and that I was understanding that shares don't go up by themselves, So I really appreciate everybody's feedback and taking the time to hear me out on that. But let's jump into this. And Ark Invest bought. I was trying to see how they would react today, because that would say a lot. Like, we've been seeing them buy as this is running up, and we've already seen them buy over the $7 mark, which is very interesting. They keep averaging up. And if this was going down, I wanted to see how they would react. Were they being hesitant or were they going to buy? I think that the way they bought, which I want us to look at together, which they do sometimes, is when they're kind of hesitant. But I don't know why they would be hesitating when they just made a large purchase of about 200,000 shares almost on the way up from here to here. And from here to here, they only did about 10% of that. So we're going to look at that in just a moment. Let's look at the resistance and support here. So the support, for those of you that missed the previous video or didn't see it, is 866. Very important support level. It was touched twice. Now, you can see this leveled off at around 902. This was the closing price, right? This was with after market hours and everything. So it's starting to work its way back up. So 866 is a very important number to keep in mind. If that gets broken through, your next near term number would be 851, and then after that would be down here at 819. But we don't have to worry about those numbers just yet. Now, the 50-day moving average is 936. As long as we're below it, we're in bearish territory. The moment the bulls break through that, they're in bullish territory. And the resistance level is 963. I'd write that down. That needs to be broken through. I mean, the 50-day moving average is important, but this resistance level can actually pull the stock away if it's used as a support by the bulls to work its way up deeper into bullish territory. And the highs here, which are the most important resistance levels overall for the next coming days and weeks, is 1048, 1047, give or take. That's like the most important resistance level in the near term if the volatility continues upwards. So let's look at how much Ark Invest bought of Nano Dimensions. So Ark Invest on the 23rd, right? We're talking about the 23rd to the 24th, which we're going to look at in just a moment. They had 4,559,279 shares at a market value of 39 million, almost 40 million. When you look at how much they bought now, it almost seems like they were hesitant, but they've made small purchases like this. I think that they know that there's a little bit more room for them to get in at a better price, and that's when they load up, because the fact that they already passed the 4.5 million mark, I've been saying it since like 3.6 to 3.8 that they were going to reach 4 million. When they reach 4 million, that they were going to reach 4.5 million, because the way they're behaving, I could see them loading up on more shares. And the fact that they passed this, I had stated they could probably even reach 5 million. So we're going to see. We're going to see in the coming weeks, starting year, if they reach 5 million. Because the way they're purchasing Nano Dimensions, it's outrageous. It's not like outrageous in a bad way. It's just, it's something that, it's almost every day. Almost every day. I think for about 2 months now or more, Nano Dimensions has been added onto this portfolio almost every day. almost. Whether it's 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, 300,000 shares, but they are adding shares every single day. Now, they were hesitant a few times, but for the most part, it's almost all these months and days. So let's see here what Nano Dimensions is now in the portfolio. So it's now 4,580,685 shares, and it's at a 40 million market valuation. So when you look at it, right, it went from literally 4.55 to 4.58. They literally went up because this was like 559,000 to 580,000. They literally went up like 20,000 shares. They didn't go crazy. But the fact that they bought more shares and they averaged up even more is because they see more room. And if you guys remember where the market valuation of this stock was, it was way down here. Way down here. When Nano Dimensions was getting added to this portfolio. I've been saying it, that this could reach to be their top 15 or probably even top 10 in the near future, right? And probably even coming up next year. We need to see that carefully. Now, I found interesting Workhorse. Workhorse has been moving up as well. I mean, they're almost at the 2 million mark, and I really want to do a full video on that. But you can see here, between those 2 days, they added some. They're adding them very quietly too. It's not like they're doing it too fast. But look, 765, right, to 773. Obviously, it's 1 million, and then 773,620 compared to 1,765,000 to 330. But I'm just trying to show you guys to focus in on these numbers, how they're just going up. They're going up. It's not a crazy number. It went up by only 8,000, but they've been adding on to that position. And I think that position, from when I started looking at Nano and how Ark Invest is buying in the 3 millions, Workhorse was probably below 1 million. It literally was. We're going to look at that. I'm going to go ahead and do a video on Workhorse, and we're going to compare those and look back since the beginning of doing these videos. So I find this interesting. I was looking to see how hesitant they were, and they didn't hesitate at all. They keep making the bold statement, we're buying more shares, whether it's 20,000, 30,000, or 200,000, but they keep jumping in. So I find that interesting. Pay close attention to those cues for the next trading day. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.